the need to film it was to sort of show the ramifications of these sentences. You know, when I started making this film, it wasn't even a film, and I wasn't a filmmaker. I was just capturing moments in my nieces' lives so that one day my sister could watch them grow up. You know, that she was going to have pictures and phone calls, but I wanted her to be able to see them physically running and playing and yelling and screaming and all the things that kids do. And it just so happened I was filming her oldest daughter get ready for a dance recital, and my sister calls and says this line and says, "You know what Mommy's gonna do while you go to dance? I'm gonna lay down in my bed, I'm gonna close my eyes, and I'm gonna think about you." And you know, that was the moment that this became a film, because I realized that I had an opportunity to tell a really intimate story about what a family goes through when a loved one is incarcerated. And I needed to be a voice for these girls, for my sister, but mainly for those girls, because there are so many other people, so many other children who are going through the same thing, and they need to know that they're not the only ones, and we need to know that we need to change this. Yeah, it's funny because they, you know, I basically made a promise to them. You know, I said, if you're open and honest and you're willing to let me tell this story, I'm gonna make something good out of this. I'm gonna make some change, and it won't be a tragedy for us. It'll be something good in the long run. And, you know, they trusted me, and they believed in me, and you know, I often say I had the easy part in all of this. You know, it's tough to be on the other side of the camera and be vulnerable and be honest. And, you know, I give all the credit to them. I hope it does. You know, I think it can. You know, I think it can because of the approach that was taken with the film. You know, it's not a political film. It's not something that was necessarily even set out to change any agendas. It's an honest film about a human story, and the ramifications and what has happened since the film was premiered in Sundance. You know, I was invited to Capitol Hill. I was invited by a Republican senator, Senator Mike Lee from Utah, and Senator Cory Booker from New Jersey, a Democrat. In a bipartisan effort, we were brought to Capitol Hill because they said this is an example of why we need to change these laws and what is wrong with our sentencing system. And I think it has a lot of potential to make change, and you know, and that's the promise. That's what I promised my family. So I'm going to keep fighting. I'm not weak. I'm kidding. I had many moments of weakness. You know, I overcame them by, you know, never accepting a no as a no. You know, and to me, a no was you know, I'm going to change that no into a maybe, and then that maybe into a okay, yeah. You know, and always having hope. You know, there are plenty of times in life in general where you feel like everything is lost and everything is done, but you know, to me, those are the moments where you figure out a new way to approach it. And you know, I just knew that I couldn't make it through this time and look my sister in the face and tell her that you know, I couldn't look her in the face if I didn't do everything I possibly could. You know, and so I just kept fighting, and when all was lost, I just kept fighting and I fought harder. So, you know, there were certainly a lot of moments of weakness, but my love for those girls and for my sister and wanting justice, you know, is what sort of pushed me to keep going. The family's life is great so far. You know, it's wonderful. You know, I always say, you know, there are a lot of layers in the film that if you watch it more than once, and I hope you all watch it many times, but there's one thing that I noticed during one of our early edits was if you watch the film and you see how especially my parents carry themselves throughout the film, their posture. You watch the film and there's this scene at the end where you see them stand up straight for the first time in nearly a decade. You know, that always, you know, reminds me of what we'd gone through as a family. They'd carried so much on their shoulders. The entire family did for nearly a decade, and it's just wonderful to see them stand up straight and to see them smile and to see them, you know, just together, you know, so it's going well.